नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सदुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानन्दरसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पारदयाम्बुधाम्ने नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपोयोगगम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्य स्वाराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। Hari Om Tat Sat. If the ultimate truth lies beyond the mind and all action, mind and action, what is the true purpose of following dharma in this world? Why should I struggle to do what is right when in the end it seems meaningless? Is it not contradictory to be told to act when the highest goal is detachment, is beyond good and bad, you can say right and wrong? See, the highest truth transcends good and bad, sukha, dukkha, right, wrong, even you can say so-called Jnana and Ajnana also, so-called. But the fact is that it is beyond mind and intelligence, but we have the faculty of mind and intelligence as the highest faculties of this body-mind personality. So, to understand the truth which is beyond body and mind, we have to, beyond mind and intelligence, we have to take recourse to mind and intelligence only, but not the ordinary mind and intelligence. That is why sadhana is necessary, to purify the intelligence so that it can feel or contemplate or finally attain the transcendental truth. It cannot be known by the ordinary intelligence or mind. Why? Because the mind is always, because of our attraction, repulsion, we have made our minds small, constricted. With that, to imagine the truth which is beyond all limit everything. It is impossible. One thing you should know, that to know anything, realize anything, we can do to that extent to which our own mind can go. We cannot do it beyond that. Suppose you are trying to understand a Mahatma's mind. To do that, you have to become a Mahatma. Otherwise, you will be judging according to your own forces working in your mind also. It won't be a right judgment. Similarly, if we want to have a vision of God, it can be only up to which your mind can take it. In our ordinary puja shastra, there is a statement called Devo bhutva devan apyeti. Devo bhutva devan apyeti. That means, if you are doing a Deva puja, whatever you are, suppose you are doing Shiva puja, the ultimate of that puja is when your mind becomes Shiva. You become Shiva. That is you, we are saying, your mind becoming Shiva. So whatever is the concept of Shiva in your mind, when your mind wholesomely becomes that is the end of puja. You cannot go beyond that. You have to transcend that by taking to something else. Suppose Ramakrishna Dev was always having Kali Darshana. His mind was going up to the Kali. But when Totapuri wanted him to get to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he was finding it difficult. So he had to rise beyond the form of Kali. He himself has described it. To get to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where there is no form, nothing at all. So we can know only what we are. Suppose somebody's mind is haunted by corrupt thoughts, or say bad thoughts, let us say, unrighteous thoughts. Unless the mind is able to get over the desire for the wrong things, he will not be able to transcend. Transcending good and bad, first you have to transcend the bad by cultivating good. When you have become good fully, you can think of transcending both good and bad, going to the transcendental level. Before that, because of the attraction for the bad, which means a constriction of the mind, which means a selfishness, anything that we call bad, it is actually a selfish motive. Suppose you are stealing. Why it is bad? Because you are interfering into others' rights. You are taking material from others. For what? For your own desired satisfaction. So anything wrong things we do, it is generally for the mind is having the desire. It is small and constricted in that. Once we overcome that by cultivating goodness, then there will be a time when you have to go beyond good and bad. In the process, it is not that you are incorporating bad again, because the mind has got purified from the bad. Mind has become pure. But by transcending good and bad means, when you become good, you will find intolerance about the bad. Many of the good people will find their mind intolerant about the bad. They cannot stand criminal. They cannot love criminals. So to go beyond that, where you can love everybody, you can embrace everybody, without being a criminal, you can love a criminal. That needs the transcendence. So the transcendence does not come without purifying. First you have to remove the negative things, the constriction. All the constrictions are removed. Then you have to rise beyond the goodness also. That is, dharma and adharma can be overcome when you have got well established in dharma. If you are still given to adharma, you will not be able to understand dharma. When you have got, that is why, see, Yudhishthira, the other day I was speaking, Yudhishthira was bound by dharma. So he could not go beyond dharma and adharma, which Krishna suggested, that you kill Drona by saying that Ashwatthama has died. He could not do, because his mind was that much constricted that it was clinging to dharma. So to rise beyond dharma and adharma, another step is necessary, the transcendental step. Is it okay? No. Huh? Why means? You need not. Who had asked you to do? If you want to get to that level, then only. That is because there you go beyond sukha, dukkha. You can love the whole universe. Your mind will always revel with the love for the people. If you don't want, you remain with your kittens. There is no why. If anybody wants, he can do. Not satisfied? I again remind, in the Guru Purnima retreat, somebody said that Nutan Swamiji is attached to Surya Kumari, our dog. So I said that yes, I might be attached. I am not saying I am attached, but I might be attached also. But I have no problem in being attached to Surya, because why are we trying to avoid attachment? Because we are afraid of suffering. Whatever we are attached to, if that is undergoing some trouble or dies or so, then we suffer. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong in being attached. But I said that I have no problem in being attached, because I am ready to suffer. Suppose the suffering comes from the person or the animal or anybody that I am attached to, I am ready to embrace that suffering, bear that suffering, course through that suffering. I am not afraid of suffering. So many sufferings people are giving me by their rigidity and whatnot. Saying, I did not do this, did not do that, I did not ask this. Okay, I feel I have done, but if you say I have not done, accept it. What can I do about it? So, even attachment also is not bad, provided you accept the suffering caused by attachment. So you can continue to be attached to the dogs and cats. If they die, simply honor their dead body. Our so many kittens died, we will chant some good shlokas and put some chandan, make it lie on the pit, put some chandan, etc., put some agarbatti, and after chanting something, we will put the earth. Nicely, the attachment will give us so much of joy. Whatever, if you call it attachment, the love can be experienced nicely also. One cat, Swamiji had said that if it remains a brahmachari, one day he will give it sannyasa. I think we put Gerua clothes and honored it. And our Nanda Gopal, I used to say that he doesn't need any sannyasa or anything. It's born sannyasin. Nanda Gopal was a small kitten, very pure. Nobody, Ma would never like or allow any kitten to lick her. But Nanda Gopal was no exception. I mean, it was the exception. She would get into Ma's body while sleeping, lick her face well, and then Prabhakaranji he used to like. So Prabhakaranji's face and whole body she used to like. When surrounded by adharma, destruction and violence, should one remain detached and unaffected as the Gita suggests? Or is there a responsibility to act? Here there are many things. One is that remain detached is not necessary. Remain unaffected is the correct word. Detached means an apathy coming in. Apathy should not be there. Unaffectedness should be there. Now, whether there is responsibility to act, yes, there might be responsibility to act. The question is whether you can act or not. Suppose in the social situation where Swamiji has led movement for years together, and movement means it was not at all easy, getting arrested so many times, leading processions, financially also it was a real burden. Every way it was difficult, but it was all taken and done. Now at this age, if Swamiji feels that something should be done, he may not be ready to do it, because he will not be able to do, first of all. His health will not permit. Secondly, he may have other important work to do at that time. It will all depend on that. It is not a question of detachment. You can remain unaffected and then do the correction responsibility also. Unaffected does not mean that you will not take up the responsibility of correction, particularly in the social milieu. Remaining unaffected, we can fight best. We fought against our head of the Department of Physics while studying MSc. For 2.5 to 3 months, the movement. Absolutely unaffected. We knew that we won't be able to do well in the exam, but we were leading the movement. The energy was there, the courage was there, it's sort of a courage, you can say. I was not worried about what will happen. Because suppose we are not successful, then he would not allow us to pass. 2 boys were marked, because all others, they were there initially in the movement. But very soon they all left. When the examination was declared, date was declared, they all went back to study. So only 2 boys, one was me, another was my friend. We continued with the movement for 2 months. So suppose we were not successful in suspending the head, then definitely we would have been rusticated. So at that time we had the energy and to do. Now we may not do. So the responsibility is there for all, otherwise we will call it apathy. Actually, it is said that the society suffers not because of the bad people, but because of the apathy of the good people. It is a fact. It's some person who said it. It's some famous, Vivekachudamani. It is fact. If the good people were responding properly, responsibly, the society would not have been bad. Please explain the concept of yoga bhrashta bhijayate. See, these are, I can explain, no purpose will be served by that. When somebody is, the other day I explained the avatara. Actually, everybody is an avatara of the ultimate truth, of Brahman. Because everybody, anything in the world that exists is appearing in consciousness, the Brahman. So, truly speaking, everything is Brahman, everything is an avatara of Brahman also, you can say. But we use the word avatara when there is a special power manifestation. As in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, all kinds of avatars have been spoken of. Avatara in the fish, avatara in the animal, avatara in the criminal, all these things are there. Even Ravana was avatara, this negative avatara. Like that, there are positive avatara, negative avatara. Now, when there is a special power manifestation of the truth, we say avatara. Similarly, there are people who are having the spiritual tendencies, spiritual affinity, and to some extent knowledge also you can say, right from birth, from the beginning, for some reason. That is, it could be the parents or the grandparents or something. Generally it happens when in the family there are some really good sannyasis or spiritual people. It can happen because the gene propagation and all, many things are there. Or it can happen in some cases that when the mother was pregnant, they came in the association of a great saint, like Sita remaining with Valmiki. It can happen in such cases also. So, what is the difference? How to find out? Normally you will find that when a person turns in towards spirituality, he or she will be groping in the darkness. That is, they will repeatedly fall and again try this way, that way, not knowing where to go. They will not have the clarity of vision. They will be trying to bring some light and remove the darkness. But there are some very few people, inborn they have very good spiritual orientation. In such cases, they are called yoga bhrashta. That means they are born with already yoga quotient, enough of yoga element, yoga quotient you can say. Why? The reason nobody knows. Yoga bhrashta, actually the word has come from, as if in previous birth they were in yoga, so somehow they failed and they have got born. But the fact is that they are born in this, on this earth, in this life, with enough of yoga qualities. That can happen. Because the world is a variety. Here, as people can be born in a good family, a son can be born with absolute criminal tendencies. We have seen also. Another son can be absolutely good and different. So it is the nature's variety, that some rare births will be there where the person will have enough of yoga quality that he will not have any doubt in progressing. At very young age they take to spirituality. And their feeling in their own mind will be as if they are moving from light to further greater light, like that. They will not have the feeling that moving from darkness to light. I don't know whether you can understand this. Normally, we will be groping in the darkness and we will feel that we have moved from darkness to light. But in this case, what happens? There is no such darkness to light. It is less light to more light to greater light, further light, like that. So they are always proceeding from light to light. Such cases, as you were asking, that will always everybody take from dukkha to spirituality. They are not like that. They will be happily taking to spirituality. They don't have to come through dukkha. Even if dukkha is there, they won't bother about it. So such people are called yoga bhrashta. Are you listening, Pavan? Is it okay? Just like avatara, they are called yoga bhrashta. Now, with our religious punarjanma idea, we think that he was like Vivekananda. Ramakrishna Dev said that he was one of the Saptarshis who was born as Vivekananda. The fact is that Vivekananda born as a great person. Inborn qualities he had. Whereas, whether the Saptarshis are actually some Atma and from there he has come, that is disputable, that nobody can say. The fact is that he was born with rishi qualities. What is Eka Bhakti? How can we develop this? How can we develop? Eka Bhakti means there is no swinging and swerving. I told you about the story of our neighbor who was working in a bank, and every Saturday she would, the bank was half day on Saturdays. So after coming out of the bank, she would visit all the Kali temples. She was devoted to Kali. So she was visiting at least 12 to 14 Kali temples on Saturday after coming out of the bank. So we used to see her coming back by about 9 o'clock, 8:39, with all the hairs going like the sun, corona, running around. Absolutely devastated look. Normally she would come like that, but one day we find that the face also looks absolutely distressed. Normally she would be happy. Distressed face. What happened? That day because of traffic jam, she could not visit the Thantaniya Kalivadi also in Calcutta. Some Kalivadi. So that Kali must be giving her curse, looking at her with an angry face. So she was not able to bear that. She used to get afraid that I could not visit that Kalivadi. Now she is a devotee of Kali, but why does she have to visit all the different idols of Kali everywhere? And it is all out of fear also. If she cannot visit one, why is she has already visited 13 Kalis. 13 Kalis should give her more courage, or one Kali she has not visited will create more power and more fear. Then what is the power of the Kali she was visiting? So this is an extreme example of bhakti, which is desultory bhakti, not Eka Bhakti. Eka Bhakti means if you are devoted to the Guru, anything happens, your devotion will be to the Guru. If you are devoted to your Atma, anything happening, you will not get deviated from that. You will not run here and there for anything. Whatever comes in life, you will say that it is for my Lord has given this. You will not run around for that, or you will not wail and repent or anything. That is the Eka Bhakti. That is one-pointed bhakti. That devotion cannot go here and there. Is it clear? How can we develop this? Oh, that part is there. Tell me, how can you develop this? By becoming desireless. That is the only way. It is the desires those are. Desire means desire will have corresponding fear also. Raga, Dvesha, Bhaya. That with the desires, the fear also will be there. That makes us run here and there. वो किसी एक के पास गया नहीं मिला, ओ इनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा, Hindi you don't understand, na? Go to one guru, he had given you something, you thought he is very good person or powerful, you have taken Diksha, he has told you some sadhana, about 1 year passed, you did not do any of the sadhana he had said. In the meantime, some other friend's guru has come. Seeing him, you feel that, oh, this guru must be having more power than my guru. Let me go and take Diksha from him also. What is happening? You are going to here and there thinking that something will happen from the blue. Something will come down from the sky. And you are not ready to do the sadhana given by the guru. So this desultoriness comes from desires. That we don't want to engage ourselves in the pursuit, but we have the desire for whatever we have, self-realization or something to gain, whatever. It is Vyabhicharini Bhakti is the other one. Eka Bhakti means Avyabhicharini Bhakti, same. तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्ता एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते. श्लोका नंबर. प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनाम् अत्यर्थम् अहं स च मम प्रियः. आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भव चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम बुधा सुकृतिनो अर्जुन. Those who are good people, 4 kinds of people, they worship me. Chatur, na? Is it not correct? Arto jijnasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. Artha, that you are asking. Artha means in dukkha, in distress. That is the first thing. The most largest number, those who worship, are arthas. They are distressed. Jijnasu, those who are curious to know what is that God, what is Punarjanma, what is self-realization, curious. They are happy if some reply they get and that's all. They will not pursue. Artharthi, that is they want something in some benefit, some wealth or something. Normally material wealth. And the 4th one is Jnani. Jnani also is worshipping me. Krishna says, me means the Atma. He has identified, Krishna has identified with the universal Atma. So Jnani is always worshipping, always in touch with that Atma. So there, Jnani, he is saying, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta. See, Eka Bhakti. Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhakti Vishishyate. Of these 4 kinds of people, Arto, Jijnasu, Artharthi, they are not Nitya Yukta. They are not Eka Bhakti. But the Jnani, because he knows the Atma and he is always connected because it is his own self. And he doesn't look for anything else anywhere. So he is Nitya Yukta, means always connected to the universal self, the Paramatma or the Supreme. And he is Eka Bhakti. His bhakti, his devotion doesn't have to go here and there. How is it bhakti? Bhakti can be there for anything. It need not be always directed toward an idol or anything. For a person who is looking for the self, who is doing anusandhana for self, for him, the full dedication to that Swaswaroopanusandhanam bhaktirityadhigiyat. Vivekachudamani, it is there. For him, the bhakti is one-pointed anusandhana, one-pointed investigation into the self, meditation into the self. So Jnani is Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. This is the speciality of the Jnani, that he is Nitya Yukta and Eka Bhaktir. Priyo hi Jnanino Atyartham aham sacha mama priya. So for me the Jnanis are dearest to me, and for the Jnani also I am the dearest. Udara sarvaivaite. Well, all these people are liberal because they are all good people. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. But the Jnani, udara means liberal, means the ultimate udara is infinite, which doesn't have any limit, any constriction, any barrier at all. But the Jnani, nobody is as liberal as the Jnani, as open as the Jnani, because he is like my Atma. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. All of them are good, but Jnani is my own Atma. So, there are further in the next shloka also is good. Eka Bhakti ho gaya. Come from all sides. It has nothing to do with the bhakti. It's a very good prayer that we are not constricted in our approach. That I am Hindu, so I will not take anything from Christianity. I will not take anything from Islam. Let the whole world fill us with the noble thoughts from everywhere. It's a liberal way of saying. Huh? What is the shloka?
Moksha karana samagrayam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktiritya vidhīyate.
Swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktiritya vidhīyate. The bhakti there in Vivekachudamani is defined as swaswarupānusandhānam, is anusandhana for our own real identity. That is the bhakti there. Actually, bhakti we say, truly speaking, practically, experientially speaking, bhakti is the emotional content in our pursuit. Suppose jnana without bhakti, it is not real jnana because you are talking about the ultimate reality, but it is not generating in your mind a feeling of greatness, a feeling of gratitude, a feeling of vastness. If those feelings, if your mind is rich with those feelings, means you have bhakti. So the emotional content of any pursuit is the bhakti content there. Without the emotional content, jnana will be powerless. And without the jnana, bhakti will lose its direction. It will be deluded. So jnana and bhakti are not different. They together make the Shuddha Jnana and Shuddha Bhakti. Both are same. How do you deal with other people's expectations of you? Oh, it is very important. Especially if you feel that it interferes with your sadhana or goes against your moral values. At what point should you stop and prioritize your own self-preservation? If it is to compromise with our moral value or our real sadhana or so, you should stop at the right in the beginning, the first point itself. Why should you allow? We can always tell them that whatever I can do to help you in good things, I can do. But in this field, I cannot help you. Or I cannot do. If you do, I don't mind, you go on doing, but I don't want. I cannot do that. When we became very seriously pursuing, when we were in IIT Kharagpur, that at one point, we were not having time to do anything because the whole day will be in the institute, then coming back we have to study the Shastras. Morning before breakfast we used to go to one place to study the Upanishads. There was hardly any time. So the friend circle, many friends were there, we used to love them. We told them that our love will be remaining for you. Don't think that because we are not able to spend time together or not able to talk, our love has gone or we are no more thinking of it. Everything is there, but we don't have the time because we are pursuing this. But whenever you need any help, please tell me, we will be there for. Please tell us, we will be there for you. And we did also. Whenever we had to go to the hospital or remain there for 2-3 days or so, I did it. So it is for us to block it at that point, if we understand that it is going the wrong way. It is not only about spiritual sadhana. In life, we have to take that stand. Is nishkama karma the manifestation of applying the concept of Buddhi Yoga. It is that, but Nishkama Karma is a little misnomer. In Bhagavad Gita, have they used the word Nishkama Karma? They have not used, I think. Can you find out? I don't think they have used the word. Because generally our Shastras say that avidya kama karma. Without any desire there cannot be any activity. Normally, karma activity, when desire motivated activity. But there are various actions which are not desire motivated. For a jnani also it is that. Generally we call them to be kriya. Today morning I was singing a shloka. Jnana balakriya. That the whole universe is Jnana balakriya. It is from the consciousness, the non-dual knowledge. Everything, the whole energy display is happening. It is kriya, there is no desire behind. And in Buddhi Yoga, you remember the first shloka, he is saying, Durena hyavaram karma, Buddhi Yoga dhananjaya. Compared to the Buddhi Yoga, any desire motivated karma is far, far inferior. So actually Buddhi Yoga, what we generally refer to as Nishkama Karma, so it is Buddhi Yoga, because in Buddhi Yoga we are applying the Buddhi to do the work without desire. Because desire will always result in pleasure or sorrow. But here, because it has to be done, you are doing it. Whatever the result, we will accept. So Buddhi Yoga is actually the same. Is Buddhi Yoga superior to Bhakti Yoga, or they both complement each other and enable a seeker to realize the self? Yes, they are complementary, as I said. All the yogas are complementary, they are not different. And there is no question of superior and non. Bhakti Yoga also will not fulfill itself without Buddhi Yoga. Because Bhakti means, at the last point, it has to be enlightened with knowledge. Without that, the Bhakti will not get purified. How to remove the stubborn traits that have built up over the years during my interactions with the world before I was introduced to and got interested in this knowledge of the truth. How to remove the stubborn traits. Unless you tell me what are the traits, how can I say? Now, in what respect that stubbornness is coming? If you have to remove, means you have to work on that the particular, if you are stubborn in not listening to your husband, is it so? Then you have to listen to him simply. Even if he says anything wrong, you just simply listen to him for 1 week or 1 month, you will find that stubbornness has gone. Because by listening to him, you will find only good is happening. I know your husband, so I am saying.
That is good for me, but he is getting uncomfortable when I listen to him.
Oh, if you listen to him, he becomes uncomfortable. Then you tell him beforehand that if you feel uncomfortable, you talk to Swamiji. That medicine I will give him. But that means you have the traits, stubborn. Huh?
Other traits are also there, like being strong.
But you are saying that entered me before you got interested in spirituality. So by spirituality now you are trying to get rid of them. Then why did you write how to remove them? By spirituality or...
Good idea, easy mental exercise.
That is it. Any trait to remove, do the opposite. That is the best way to remove. So going back home also, you get up at 5 o'clock. Don't. Now I am telling her. I am telling you. Going back home, you should regularly get up at 5 o'clock. 2 days I can give you license. You sleep up to 12 o'clock 2 days. But thereafter, every day you have to get up at 5 o'clock. Bargaining. First day you put the alarm 5:30. Next day you put it at 5:25. Every day you reduce by 5 minutes, come to 5. If peace comes from meditation for someone, but someone else finds it in pleasure, who is to say which life is right? Is not meaning just a story we tell ourselves. What if in the end a murderer and a saint have the same end? So why bother morality or spiritual practice? Anonymous. Generally we don't answer anything anonymous, but I will answer this. It's an important question. See, first I will start from the end, that end is same means the end is death. So because all are dying, for everybody end is same. Does it mean the life they will lead, there won't be any variation? The joy of living a life is how we are living the life. You need not consider the death there, that the criminal also will die, a saint also will die. That doesn't mean that the two lives have been the same. And if by taking recourse to criminality, if you are happy, and you feel that happiness is sufficient, you carry on. Only you will be caught one day and put in the jail, then also you should remain happy. Then you should not say that why did I do it. Then it is fine, nobody can say anything. Now, whether the peace in meditation is higher or in seeking pleasure it is higher, and which is right and which is wrong, who will say? It is for the people to choose. Which is, first of all, which is a higher joy? I have already told about the ice cream story. That was in the morning or afternoon? Morning. So, eating an ice cream and giving the ice cream to the poor urchin boy and enjoying having the joy of gifting that in the mind. The two are different. Most of the people will say that the second one is a higher joy and it will be permanent, it will remain, whenever you think of it you will get. But the joy of the tongue in eating the ice cream is only very, very short-lived. And if I feed you with 10 or 20 ice creams, you will not have the joy. You start crying. If you force, no, khana hai, aur ek, you will start crying. So it is for people to decide. As people get more and more mature, they look for the joy which gives them peace. Even those who have in young age, they were indulgent in various kinds of joys. As they grow old, they look for peace. So is it not peace a little higher? Generally people will say that. But still anybody is free to choose what he wants to do. Why does everything still seem like a mystery even after you have explained so much? Everything is still appearing to be a mystery. Can a mind that cannot understand its own emotion truly understand the truth? No, I don't think. I cannot say no fully, but I don't think it is possible. If a mind fails to understand its own emotion, that means it's absolutely delusory mind, that one is not able to look into within. So where is the question of looking into and discovering the self? It should not be possible, normally. If somebody has done it, I would like to know how did it happen. Understand the truth means theoretically one can understand, but here I am taking the realization of the truth. A guru has many ways to determine whether a disciple possesses the knowledge of fourfold spiritual practice, means sadhana chatushta. Is there any method or test that can help a disciple determine whether the guru's knowledge comes from books or experience? Definitely, there are many ways. One or two have been discussed in Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. That it is not for knowing the Guru whether he is realized or not, but whether he can be a Guru for you or not, whether the harmony is there or not. Yoga Vasishtha says that you go to the person and sit quietly in front of him. Even without asking any question also, if you find a peace is dawning in your mind, from nowhere, which you do not know, a mind is enveloped into a peace. And you came with lots of questions, but you find that no question is coming to your mind, as if all the questions have got dissolved. But when you go back again, the questions will rise up, different questions. So, in that case, how did it happen that when you came close to a person and you find peace dawning in your mind, it means that it is the overlap of the other mind which is giving you it's simply without any sound, without any action, it's an overlap interaction, which the qualities of that mind is covering your mind. This is a very simple test we can do. It is called Antashitalata. Antashitalata means internal cool bath. It's a cool bath within. So you will be able to know the truth about the person you have gone to like this. There are other tests also. Ramakrishna Dev used to say you should watch the Guru in day and night, so that you don't have any doubt. Because you have to have faith in the Guru. When you are going to embrace somebody as Guru, if you have doubts lingering in your mind, then your sadhana will not go on. And whether the Guru's knowledge comes from books or experience, that I think people will have to have their own understanding, make out. A person, this is what I can tell, that a person who has the experiential knowledge will always emphasize the experiences. A person who does not have the experiential knowledge, he will avoid those. Even in studying the Upanishads also, wherever this experiential knowledge is what the mean are coming, they will not be emphasized by a person who has only bookish knowledge. A person who lives the knowledge will always emphasize the living. From that we can understand. There are ways. I think this is a very good method by them. Seeing but that also it has to depend on your egoistic intelligence, judgment. But we can. Initially we have to do the judgment. I have given an example in Kathopanishad. There is in YouTube it is there. The Kathopanishad, the book of sadhana. There I have given that suppose you are walking through a desert and you feel very thirsty. but you don't know where the water is. You have to find out, but you are so thirsty that you don't have the energy to find out. What will you do? Will you not ask some people whether they know about it? Now, many people are coming from the opposite side. Whom will you ask? A person who is looking absolutely thirsty and haggard and all, or a person who is looking very cool, satisfied that he must have got some water. So you have to make your own judgment who might have got water. Then you can ask, have you got water? Do you know whether there is water or not? So that judgment you have to make, whom to ask and what to ask. After that, suppose he said that, yes, I have just a few minutes back, I have drank very sweet water, very good water. I will tell you how to go there. You walk straight for 5 minutes, the way he was coming. Then you look to the right, take a 90-degree turn, go towards right for another 5 minutes, then look to the left. You will find, if you look properly, you will find a Tada Vriksha, that is not coconut, the other one, palm tree. A palm tree top, you will be able to see. Once you have located that, you walk towards that, aiming that. When you reach the palm tree, look down, you will find down there is beautiful water there. You go and quench your thirst. It is called Tada Pushkarini Nyaya. In Sanskrit, all these are called Nyaya. Arundhati Nyaya, Tada Pushkarini Nyaya, like that it is there. Tada Pushkarini means the palm tree, you cannot see the water from there, but you can see the palm tree. So the Guru will not be able to give you the realization, but he will be able to indicate, giving some experiences and all, that you walk that path, then you will get it. But he cannot put you into that and give you the... But he will always say that, what is the difference? Suppose you want to know the taste of jaggery. Good, jaggery. If somebody writes a 1,000-page book, what is the taste of jaggery? Or 10,000 page or 100 page. The whole book you read, will you know what is the taste of jaggery? You take a small piece of jaggery, put on the tongue, you know what is jaggery. Like that, if you read hundreds of shastras also about the Atma, you will not know. You will know it when you experience the Atma. That's enough. I see a similar pattern in the case of Nachiketas, Parikshit, Uddhava and Arjuna, all from different scriptures. All these four protagonists were suffering from intense pain, sorrow and distress. Now it is not fully true. Nachiketas, there is no sorrow or distress is there. Nachiketa was sort of what I said about the yoga bhrashta. That is why a Kumara, 7-year, 8-year-old Kumara, seeing the father, how he behaves, how well he behaves. He understood the constriction of the father's mind. He wanted to help him. Father did not. Even then he was not at all, he did not fight back. I wanted to do good for you and you are scolding me. Nothing like that. Rather, he did something which will prove the father to be right, that whatever the father said, it should happen like that. And when Yamaraja gave him the boon, the first boon, he asked for the boon that my father should be freed of the anger. That means poor boy knew that my father is suffering from anger. So this sort of a play, Nachiketa, it will happen for such people, that their understanding, their vision will be very comprehensive, deep. For that some suffering might be there, but that is not called suffering generally. So Nachiketa is odd man out there. Parikshit, of course, was 7 days only he will live, he knew. Uddhava was at its fag end of life, but you cannot say he was suffering that way. Uddhava was not able to come out of the bondage he was having. So it's not really out of sorrow or suffering so much. He was suffering because he did not want to lose Krishna anymore. So he had not lost. Krishna said that you don't have to lose me. You go away leaving me so that you don't have to suffer. That is the Uddhava Gita's speciality. Arjuna, of course, was distressed because he had to fight his own grandfather and the teacher. So, is it a fact that when someone is in mental agony, it is easy to impart knowledge to him and also easy for the characters to listen and imbibe the knowledge? Really, it is not. Partly it is true. Because of that, in Kathopanishad, after the first part of Kathopanishad is over, the main story part is over, there is a mantra which says that this Kathopanishad should be recited and interpreted in Brahmana Sabha and Shraddha Sabha. Brahmana Sabha and Shraddha Sabha. Why Brahmana Sabha? Because the Brahmanas were given to Yaga, Yajna, etc. So to tell them that there is something beyond. To some it may strike that, oh, acha, is it so? Then let me try that. Otherwise it is very difficult to get people out of their rigid capsule of karma kanda. It's very difficult. If somebody doesn't do the rituals, it is better. We have found it in our way also. A person not given to ritual can take to this jnana easily. But those who are staunchly focused on ritual, they will never leave the ritual and come to the knowledge. Generally it is. By and large we have found it is like that. So Brahmana Sabha is because of that. And Shraddha Sabha because somebody has died. Shraddha Sabha is for either somebody has died or Atma. So the enquiry about Atma will be there. It is not so much to do with the sorry state of mind or so. It is the enquiry at that point about to know what happens after death. So it can be explained. But I don't think this will be a real discourse on knowledge. They will not be able to retain it generally. It will be done, they will know a little, just curiosity will be subsiding for some time, that's all. For the real pursuit, it won't come in that manner even. So, those who are in distress, they need it initially. By the spiritual exposure, their sorrow will go. But again they will be in the same soup. It may not continue. So to have a real serious pursuit, a real sadhak, it needs much deeper metal, much deeper enquiry. If that enquiry is there, the real enquiry is there, then he can be given the knowledge very easily. Just like Nachiketa. He did not accept at all whatever Yamaraja had given. I hold on to this repeatedly. And finally he had to say, Shobhava matyasya yadantagaitat sarvendriyanam jarayenti teja apisarvam jivitam alpameva tavaiva vahastava nrityagite. Oh Yamaraja, all this whatever you have given, you enjoy them. I am not interested in them. Then only he started giving him. To discover, this is another question. To discover the I within, is not interactional sadhana better compared to non-interactional sadhana? We cannot really say like that. Both are important. Because the non-interactional sadhana helps us to get the first exposure to the self. That is an experience which you have never got in lifetime. So it completely completely shatters your usual beliefs and all. So that has got great value. That is not the ultimate knowledge, but that is a great step towards knowledge. But on the other hand, can you wait for that happening and not do any sadhana? That is not justified. So you carry on with your interactional sadhana and non-interactional sadhana. By interactional sadhana, your being will slowly get more and more purified. And then the non-interactional sadhana will become easier for you. So the two together will clinch the issue. This is better or this is worse is not the point really. But if you happen to have the samadhi in non-interactional sadhana also, coming back to the real life, you will be again in the same soup, unless you have done the interactional part. So the interactional sadhana in the ultimate sense is more important for divinizing the life by changing, transforming every moment of life. So that way it is. Because always you cannot meditate. So how to remain connected to the divinity when active also, while working in the society also. So there interactional sadhana is the one. It is enough if we understand, there is no point in comparing. Comparing wise, this definitely is the complete wholesome purity comes through interactional sadhana. But those who have done non-interactional sadhana, in the books I have seen, they call it dharma megha samadhi, it's called. That is, every time you practice samadhi, your being gets purified. Dharma megha samadhi, that is, it is like collecting more and more dharma, more and more of truth. But these are all meant for people, those who have dedicated their life in meditation, like Buddha and all. Or other rishis, those who are not working in the society at all. But it is mentioned, I have read it, that continuously, repeatedly one has to practice the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, so that he becomes purified. Our understanding is, unless you purify through Buddhi Yoga that all the tendencies of the mind, it is extremely difficult to have that kind of a wholesome divinity, purification. If you repeatedly practice samadhi, you will not be able to work also. You will become withdrawn. So the nature has given us the body and the mind and the intelligence. Is it to remain functional or non-functional? That decision has to be taken. We have often heard of intuition, commonly referred to as antaratma ki awaaz. Yoga gurus can conduct special yoga class targeted at improving one's intuitive powers. Does this have any relationship or otherwise with yoga buddhi? Can you please explain this phenomenon? How can this you have to go to the person who does this. How can I say what is he doing? Will a better infinite power, what is it? Intuitive power sharpen, improve buddhi yoga outcome, or will it misguide a person? It depends on what you mean by intuition. Many people say that it is intuition whenever we are getting something from inner. Now when we say that the buddhi has to be anchored in the self, so that the buddhi gives us I have also used the word there, inner voice. Now inner voice, many people may say that it is intuition. But in using the word intuition, there is a lot of vagueness because it is generally used by the Westerners, Western philosophers. But when we say that yoga buddhi or buddhi yoga, it is absolutely scientific, specific word that you are making your intelligence interact with the atmic qualities. So the Atma is very well defined in our Upanishads. And you are constantly thinking, and through that you are interacting with the concept of the Atma. So whether it can be called intuition or not, I don't know. I have never used the word intuition because it is vague. Got it? See, they want to increase your intuitive power. By what is the method? If you say, I can perhaps throw some light on, then why worry about that? Each person has got its own way. If you've understood, follow. That's all. This will make your mind deviated. You should hold on to one, Eka Bhakti, something which touches your mind, you feel comfortable with that pursuit, give yourself to that. Don't go on seeing what this team is doing, that institution is doing, and the third institution is doing. No, good that you raised. हाँ बोलो क्या?
Gunatita and Nirguna.
No, again I could not hear.
The distinction between, if there is one, between Gunatita and Nirguna.
No, Nirguna is entirely different. Nirguna is referred to the truth without any manifestation. Anything when the Prakriti is there, the creation is there, it is a creation of the gunas. So when we think of the consciousness without any manifestation, we call it Nirguna Brahma. The Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. This is the other, when the world is manifest, it is called either Saguna Brahman or Kshara Brahman. The other one is called Akshara Brahman. So Nirguna means it does not have any guna. Gunatita means he has all the gunas, he is working with that, but he is not bound by the bondages created by the gunas.
Yeah.
All the bondages of Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna, Bhagavad Gita describes, he does not have any of those bondages. He is free from all bondages.
Yeah. Thank you.
He is not Nirguna, he is...
स्वामी जी, हमें लगता है कि हम शरीर हैं, जबकि हम एक्चुअली कॉन्शियसनेस हैं, और उस कॉन्शियसनेस से फिर माइंड, इंटेलिजेंस और ईगो बनता है, जिससे फिर हम वर्ल्ड से इंटरैक्ट करते हैं. बट अभी जो साइंस है वो कहता है कि हम ब्रेन से सोचते हैं. तो असली में हम माइंड से सोच रहे हैं कि हम ब्रेन से सोच रहे हैं? कौन मतलब काम कर रहे हैं?
माइंड से सोचने के लिए ब्रेन का उपयोग करते हैं.
तो असली में क्या हो रहा है?
असली में जो कॉन्शियसनेस बोला जाता है, इसमें शरीर है, ये तुम्हें कहाँ पता चल रहा है?
अपने
शरीर का तुम्हारे अंदर में जो शरीर का जो प्रतीति हो रही है, वही ना? वो प्रतीति कहाँ हो रही है?
हमारे मन में.
हाँ, मन में, बट कॉन्शियसनेस में. मन इसीलिए नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि मन में जो चिंताएं उठ रही हैं, उसका भी उनकी भी प्रतीति कॉन्शियसनेस में हो रही है. तो शरीर भी कॉन्शियसनेस ही है ना. जब तक शरीर को मानते हैं तब तक उसमें ब्रेन भी है. अगर हम साइंटिफिकली करते हैं, इसके अंदर जाने की कोशिश करते हैं, ये जो आँख से जो कुछ देख रहे हैं, ये रेटिना तक उसका पिक्चर हो रहा है। रेटिना के पीछे क्या है? बोलो बोलो।
नर्व्स है,
नर्व्स है। वो नर्व से पिक्चर जा रहा है क्या? पिक्चर है कुछ नर्व में? अगर हम टेस्ट करते हैं तो देखेंगे नर्व से केवल इलेक्ट्रिकल पल्सेस जा रहा है, केवल इलेक्ट्रिकल पल्सेस है। क्योंकि और यहाँ के अंदर ब्रेन के अंदर जो जा रहा है सारा इलेक्ट्रिकल पल्सेस है। वो जाके कहीं विजुअल कॉर्टेक्स में जब जाके एक्साइट कर रहा है तो हम उसके विजुअल बोल रहे हैं, ये देख रहे हैं। जब ऑडिटरी कॉर्टेक्स में जाके एक्साइट कर रहे हैं तो हम शब्द सुन रहे हैं। सब कुछ नहीं सुन पाते हैं, थोड़ा ही सुन पाते हैं, बाकी और बहुत वाइब्रेशन है, हम सुनाई नहीं देता है। हम अगर ब्रेन का EEG लेते हैं, इलेक्ट्रोएन्सेफेलोग्राफ लेते हैं, तो हम देखेंगे कि जब हम कुछ देख रहे हैं तब विजुअल कॉर्टेक्स में एक्साइटेशन हो रहा है। नहीं, वो क्या है? एक्साइटेशन भी इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल है। उसमें कुछ छवि है क्या?
नहीं।
जगत की छवि नहीं है उसमें। की और का, जगत की छवि जगत की छवि उसमें नहीं है। तो कहाँ ये जगत की छवि बन रही है?
कॉन्शियसनेस में,
माइंड में। बोलो। The whole jugglery is taking place where we do not know where. We call it mind. But it is all written in the consciousness. जैसे यहाँ अगर लिखता है टाइगर और लिखता है माइक्रोफोन, दोनों ही एयर है नहीं? वैसा कॉन्शियसनेस में जो कुछ भी लिखता है वो बना हुआ है कॉन्शियसनेस से। उसमें कुछ ग्रॉस मटेरियल, जैसे टेबल देख रहे हैं, वहाँ कुछ ग्रॉसनेस नहीं है, वो कॉन्शियसनेस में ही ग्रॉसनेस महसूस हो रहा है। जहाँ कुछ सटल थॉट्स ले रहे हैं, आ रहा है, चिंताएं, वो सटल है, लेकिन वो भी वो कॉन्शियसनेस में सटल महसूस हो रहा है। सो ग्रॉस, सटल, बिग, स्मॉल, एनीथिंग, इट इज़ ऑल अपीयरिंग इन द कॉन्शियसनेस। इसका और भी अच्छे से समझ सकते हैं जब ड्रीम में हम देख रहे हैं। बहुत कुछ हो रहा है जगत में। ड्रीम में एक एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर देख रहे हैं, तो तुम एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर बनाए हैं क्या? खाली उसकी चिंता ही यार एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर आ गया। उसको तुम छू सकते हो, स्वप्न में उसको छू सकते हो, उस पर चढ़ सकते हो, वहाँ से गोली चला सकते हो, प्लेन से उड़ सकते हो, सब कुछ कर सकते हो। कब तक? जब तक सो रहे हैं। वो टूट गया तो ख़त्म। कहाँ गया पूरा एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर? तब वो बना भी था जस्ट कॉन्शियसनेस में, ऐसे ही आया था, ऐसे ही उसमें ही मिट गया पूरा। यही है कॉन्शियसनेस का पावर। उसका एक अंदाज हमें मिलता है स्वप्न से कि कॉन्शियसनेस हैज़ दिस पावर ऑफ क्रिएटिंग एनीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड एंड डिसॉल्विंग एनीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड विदाउट नीडिंग एनी मटेरियल और एनीथिंग. It just appears, and when it appears in dream, you are touching it, you can speak to many things, your own personality is there, you have created your friends and other military, everything you have created there. You can talk to them, you can fight with them, you can feel their touch, all this sensation, everything you can have, but it's all written, just written in your mind, in your consciousness. Is it not? So the consciousness has this power of projecting a world, so that this world is also projected not by the individual consciousness but the universal consciousness, in which my body mind personality is also a part of the projection. समझे? तो कॉन्शियसनेस बॉडी के अंदर या बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस के अंदर?
बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस के अंदर।
हो गया, जाओ। तुम्हें समझ में आया? नहीं, थोड़ा है। तो दादा को, भाई को, भैया को पूछो, बता देंगे बाद में।
प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि.